entertainment, insights. Don't take life too seriously. Welcome to Brainski Unleashed. Did you know that you're leaving money on the table? Statistics show that there's a 93% chance that you are. Today on Brainski Unleashed, we are diving deep by answering 10 very common questions. From the maze of the tax code to some hidden gems for one industry and how to qualify for R&D tax credits. We'll expose how even going to an expo can help you qualify for real tax savings. All this and more, we unearth some secrets to optimize your financial goals. Stick around. You won't want to miss this. Why do you think such a high percentage of businesses are overpaying on their taxes? There is a reason why there is a high percentage of businesses that overpay their taxes. Really, there's a bunch of reasons, but I'm going to focus on one of the most important ones that most people have no idea actually happening. The reason actually starts with your CPA. And I'm not trying to dump on CPAs here, but I just want to have a frank conversation about CPAs for a moment because we got to be honest. CPAs have no time because they're working on hundreds, if not thousands of filings every single year. And they've got to do that to get everything out by April 15th. And then for anyone that extends, they got to get all those out by October 15th. So what does that give them left? That gives them a few months where they have to refigure out what are all the new changes in the tax code they got to be aware of, take their vacations, breathe for a few seconds, and then it all begins again January 1st. And because of that, businesses never get to take full advantage of the tax code. How do you think the complexity of the tax code contributes to businesses overpaying their taxes? The tax code itself is so complex that it contributes to a problem with people being able to pay less taxes. If accountants don't have time to deal with so many changes in the tax code to really be able to maximize what's in there, there's 75,000 pages, tax code, tax regulation, a human being's not going to be able to read all of that. CPAs can't, regular tax prep companies with their employees, be it Jackson Hewitt or whatever, can't. You business owners can't. It's impossible to capture all of that data and stay aware of it. So that in itself creates that problem where, yeah, you're going to be able to take advantage of your basic fundamental 17 to 25 deductions that are quick and easy, get it done. But that doesn't mean that you're paying your fair share. As a matter of fact, you're paying way over your fair share because you're not taking advantage of what's actually legally a fair share for you to pay. How does this specifically pertain to the ERC tax credit? The ERC tax credit is something that most people are not well versed in. Now, you've got a lot of pop-up businesses that go, we'll save you so much. And these are like pop-up shops. And they'll actually overestimate and they'll overdo it. And then the companies that are doing this end up with an audit because they're asking too much. If you go with a company that happens to be a long-lasting company that provides other financial services and tax services that will exist well beyond the expiration of the ERC, you're going to be better off because they're going to be around to protect you in case something goes wrong. And the safest way to handle that is to just stick with a company that's going to be there when there's no more ERC and providing tax guidance and tax strategy services, who also has a CPA firm as part of it, as well as possibly a good legal arm to make sure that you're as safe as possible. Can you explain the research and development tax credit for dentists? What qualifies as research and development in the dental field? Dentists totally would qualify in most cases for a research and development tax credit. If you're a dentist and you're doing the exact same thing you've always done for 35 years and you've never upgraded any of your technology or anything like that, no, you're probably not going to qualify. But for the dentists that are doing intraoral scanning or doing chairside milling or even getting into printing, there's a high probability that you're going to qualify for a research and development tax credit. And that R&D tax credit is going to pay you every single year. And it could be a small number, small being possibly $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year, $8,000 a year, or it could be even larger depending on how much you do. Most dentists have absolutely no idea that they would qualify for this. And it's a shame because it's just one of those tax credits that actually can pay them or help at least improve their cash flow every year with money that they're legally entitled to. Brainski Unleashed is powered by ProfitMax. Did you know that 93% of businesses overpay on their taxes? Do you pay too much in taxes? A recent study showed that businesses are overpaying between 34 and 71%. ProfitMax has proven, legal tax strategy solutions to reduce your tax burden. I'm not only a client, but I even joined the team to help other business owners just like me pay only their fair share and nothing more. Go to profitmax.co. That's profitmax.co. Profitmax.co to find out more. You can even connect with me there, as you should. And I'll help make sure that your tax bill is legally as low as allowed. Profit Max. Keep your catch. How can attending dental conferences and trade shows count as research and development for dentists? What benefits does it provide for their businesses? Believe it or not, dentists going to trade shows or going to CE courses involving things that can improve their business, the process, the function, adding technology, developing new products for the business, using a laser for preps, or getting into tongue ties, any of these things. If they're going to courses or they're going to conventions to see what they can get into, all of these are qualifying events for a research and development tax credit that dentists should be taking advantage of. And that just simply puts money back in their pocket. It's a tough business. Now, working in dentistry is not easy. You have a lot of forces working against you. Insurance is a big one. And that affects cash flow. It affects your bottom line. It affects what you can charge. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of being able to increase money coming in without having to spend a ton of money to do? What are some potential challenges that CPAs face in providing forward-thinking planning and maximizing the tax code for their clients? CPAs face a ton of challenges when it comes to forward thinking. CPAs are looking in a rearview mirror. What have you done this year? They're not necessarily asking, what are you doing the next 3 to 5 years? There are challenges that CPAs are facing. And the reason they're facing these challenges is because of a time constraint. I was interviewing somebody on my podcast recently. One of the stats is that there's over 400,000 CPAs that are exiting the business this year. That puts a gigantic burden on the remaining CPAs. CPAs look in the rearview mirror. What did you do this year? How can we save you based on what you did? And they don't have enough time, not because they don't want to, but because they just don't have enough time. They can't look at you and say, what are you going to do in the next 3 to 5 years? And what can we suggest that you do during that time to prevent you from paying more tax? In what ways can partnering with a tax strategy firm help CPAs retain their clients and potentially receive referrals? It would be such a benefit for most CPA firms to actually connect and work with a strategy firm. Strategy firms are slightly different. They're not spending their entire year doing filing. So if CPAs wanted, they could literally hook up with and partner with a strategy firm. And so that way their clients can benefit from paying far less tax without the CPA themselves having to do all of the work. It becomes a win-win for everyone. The CPA wins, the client wins, and the strategy firm wins. It's a no-brainer. How do you currently involve your team in financial planning and projections for your company? Small business owners, if you are not sharing your financial status, now I'm not saying you got to get into the weeds with everything, but if you're not setting up KPIs and sharing how your business is performing with your team, you're probably losing out. A lot of businesses have this fear. I can tell you with my own companies, I literally will share how we are doing. I set up KPIs. This is what we need to hit as far as revenues. This is where we are as far as labor costs. We set KPIs based on that. We set KPIs based on all kinds of things as far as how the company is running. Are we running on time? What are the quality control scores that our clients are giving us? And by sharing that and by setting goals, the team can work with you to rise to the challenge and improve the situation. You can gamify this. There's so many things you could do with it, but by not doing it at all, you're going to lose. Do you think it's important for them to have a clear understanding of the business financial goals? Wouldn't it be nice if CPAs could actually take the time to fully maximize the benefit of the tax code for their clients? Well, of course. Why wouldn't they want to do that? And what client wouldn't want that? Problem is they can't. This is why looking towards a tax strategist makes so much sense. If you're not taking advantage of the fact that these services are available, all you are doing is you are literally taking the money that you have earned and you're just giving it to the government. So the one question I have for you, especially if you're living in certain states where the roads are atrocious, are they using the money wisely? Are your roads smooth? If your roads are not smooth, then you might as well just go ahead and contact a strategist and keep your money. It's that simple. Do you believe that CPAs should prioritize helping businesses maximize tax benefits over simply filing taxes based on previous year information? Why or why not? Wouldn't it be nice if CPAs could actually take the time to fully maximize the benefit of the tax code for their clients? Well, of course. Why wouldn't they want to do that? And what client wouldn't want that? Problem is they can't. This is why looking towards a tax strategist makes so much sense. If you're not taking advantage of the fact that these services are available, all you are doing is you are literally taking the money that you have earned and you're just giving it to the government. So the one question I have for you, especially if you're living in certain states where the roads are atrocious, are they using the money wisely? Are your roads smooth? If your roads are not smooth, then you might as well just go ahead and contact a strategist and keep your money. It's that simple. Do you find yourself laying in bed feeling stressed at night thinking about money? Do you find yourself laying awake at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, mind starts going, maybe you got up to pee. Now you can't go to sleep because your mind is worrying about things like cash flow or, oh my gosh, your CPA just told you you got to spend a fortune on paying taxes. You owe that much money to the government. They're going to get your money before you do. It's not fair. When you have that kind of stress, how does that even affect your marriage? Maybe you're married. Maybe you guys argue about money. Maybe you guys worry about money all the time. There's a way to solve this problem. Now, you can't solve it 100%, but you could certainly lower it. Why wouldn't you want to contact a tax strategist so you can keep more of your money? It makes sense. Most of the time, these are free calls. They'll evaluate everything for free and then even present to you, hey, this is what you could do for free. And if you take that and you do it, that's great. And if you don't, well, that's on you. Make a call. If you want to find out more about any of this, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. You can contact me at Thomas, that's THOMAS, that's THOMAS at profitmax.co. That's profitmax.co.